3, 2, 1, click. This is Date With Us, a dating sim podcast where two lover girls, me, Kanisha,
and me, Claire,
date, mate, and rate cyber sweeties because every gamer needs a little love in their saves.
We're inviting you to join us for our digital debriefs about our pixelized paramours. Whether they're in visual novels, roguelites, or funky indie darlings, we'll dish on who we're romancing and if our choices really mattered.
It doesn't matter if you're here to get love, lust, or just the bus.
You'll get to know at least one worthwhile person. Yourself.
So, light some candles,
partake in a vice of your choosing,
and we'll give you the lowdown on the games to download.
I also told Kanisha to be on the lookout for sound bites that I'm going to make her entry sound in my Twitch chat.
I love that.
Wow, wow, wow. That's a good one. I have no idea. I make so many sounds. Just pick one at random, honestly.
You know
okay,
what?
I'm ready.
I slept with everyone!
Maybe not that one.
All right, okay. We've all arrived on this beautiful day together. We still haven't found a good way to start our show.
This is good. I feel like you're in good company right now.
That's nice.
That's why I always feel like usually has fun little beverages. I got myself a fun little ginger beer today.
Whoa.
Yay.
That sounds delicious.
The 80 degrees that it is in Chicago for no good reason.
Wait, really?
So hot today.
I think that's hotter than it was here. Very crazy. Maybe not. I didn't leave my house, so I wouldn't know.
You've been playing this game and nothing else.
Man, I've been grinding today. I'm sick of working.
Am I right?
Ha, 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 ha.
Wow, okay. I'm so sorry. Before we get to the vampires, more importantly, here to date with us. She did it. She said it.
We're all dating.
Dating. Kate. Her bio. I guess I could do that. Kate has a background in technical theater and works in academia, focusing on arts administration and program management. She discovered video games in March of 2020 when the world shut down and has a deep passion for exploring the artistic elements of indie games, which this is a Claire actual bio, but Kate is thoughtful game consumer. I feel like you have such a good take on like design elements, and I also like want to get into theater and video games and the crossover and like because yeah, that shared background and video games are cross collaborative. If I hear another person say cross functional team though, I'm gonna lose my mind. So long story short, Kate is a founder and co-host of the Indie Gaming Recap and Review podcast, No Small Games. Please welcome to the show, Kate Hunter, aka Cater Blossom.
Woo, yeah! Oh my god!
Thank you so much for having me. Also, y'all are playing into my dream idea for a performance art piece, which is an idea where I just announce people and then everybody claps and like it's performance art because the crowd is like paid actors, basically. We all just like, that's the whole thing. Like, we just announce people and clap. So I really felt like that's kind of what just happened. So thank you both for that. That's so fun. And I'm honored to be here. Big fan of your show and love dating sims. So I couldn't be happier to be here tonight with both of you. Thanks for having me.
Aww.
Yay! Yeah, we have a little No Small Games October collab at this point because we'll have Egg for Slasher U, and then we've got you for First Bite. It's, you know, No Small Games X Date with Us spooky season.
Woo.
No small dates.
No small dates.
Whoa. You're on to something.
Experience. Do you have a favorite one? Do you have a first one?
Oof. Well, it's funny because I just started playing games like you so kindly read in 2020, and I feel like dating sims were sort of a gateway for me into indie games and to gaming in general. I at the time, because I didn't grow up gaming, I was like, oh, this feels like such a fun genre for me to explore. And it feels like something that I'm very capable of doing because I can click and I can read. And I love that. Like, it was just the concept of these kinds of games existing was really blowing my mind, especially because as a queer person and like as a fat person, I felt like I was seen a little bit more in games like this versus some other games that I had played. So I was just a big fan of the genre as I was experiencing it while not really knowing like, oh, I'm playing dating sims, I guess. But I think my first dating sim I ever played was Dream Daddy, and I really loved that one. I loved building my dad, and I also was obsessed with the Monster Prom games, and I used to stream them kind of exclusively after I was done with my Animal Crossing phase. So yeah, those are some of the early ones that I played that got me really interested in the genre. So I really like them. I also played there's one is I think it's called Kaiju. What is it
Yes,
called?
it's on our list.
It's so fun. That was one of the more recent ones that I played, but it's a kaiju dating sim. It's so cute. So yeah, I'll try any dating sim. And yeah, I'm a big fan of them, and I'm really happy that y'all are doing this because I think it's a underrepresented genre in games. So, and I think it's a great gateway for folks to get interested in games because now I play all kinds of games and really having a fun time exploring. So that's a little bit of my history with dating sims.
Thank you.
Yay.
Of course.
Yeah, Monster Prom is such a... I think for a lot of people, Monster Prom is a gateway into the larger both dating sim and indie game ecosystem. Because I feel like I had no idea what was out there. And then I was like, wait, and there's more, and there's more, and there's more. And now... And I know we have a shared excitement for building relationships. And so now it's like, now there's everything. Yeah. Now you can date buildings.
Also, like, it's so cool because I feel like Monster Prom introduced me to the concept of like dating sims can be hard and it is like a different skill that you have. Like, you're still using a lot of times you're using emotional intelligence or picking up on cues from people and like what feels okay for them in that moment, like as the character you're trying to romance. And I just feel like people don't talk about that enough. Like, it is like hard. Like, dating sims can be really challenging, especially Monster Prom. Like, y'all don't even know how many times I tried to get Damien to go to the prom with me until he finally said yes. And so I just feel like, yeah, we need to make space for those conversations because that is a skill as well, is just like being able to succeed emotionally. So I like that dating sims kind of provide that for gamers.
Yeah, for sure. I feel very similarly, like all the games that I grew up playing versus I grew up tolerating with my brother and my neighbor. And it's just like it took me a really long time or like until finding any kind of simulation game, but especially dating sims too, where it's like, oh, this is a skill set that like when I play with my brother who's like COD all the way, it's just like very different. And it just made me like value more about myself and about what these kinds of narratives can teach us and teach everyone. My brother, I got him really into The Sims. I mean, like he's been into it the whole time, but now he like plays The Sims 4 on his console, which is the worst way to play it, but he does. So
that
it's really
sounds so
cute.
hard.
There's something for all of us. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
On our journey into dating sims, Kanisha and I have also decided to fall in love. So we're inviting all of our guests to fall in love along with us as we do our New York Times 36 questions to fall in love with anyone. So the question that we are on right now is still pretty early on in the list of questions. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or the body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want?
The mind or the body?
For this one, and I understand that is not the purpose of the game, but I am like, what do we mean by mind? What do we mean by body? Can I impact my body ever again? I'm 30 right now. Is this like me at peak worked out when I ran a 5K, or is this like me right now?
Yeah.
This is such a good question. I feel like my instinct is saying mind just because like I feel like I don't know, like body would be cool. Bodies are important, obviously, but I just feel like I already forget things all the time, and like I'm only 33 and I'm just like, oh God, it's not gonna improve. And I think like listening to music is so important to me, and like feeling emotions through music. And I feel like that's something I do every single day. And I just feel like I would be able to continue enjoying that practice if I could keep my 33-year-old mind, or like 30-year-old mind, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I answered this question before, like a long time ago, and I think I chose mine. And I think I would still stick with mine for like similar reasons. Like my mind has already been through a lot. The neurochemistry up there, it's like a witch's brew. So I'm just like, let's just keep that.
Delicate.
Because I feel like I know where I'm headed, and like it's nowhere very coherent. So, let's stick around for a minute. However, I also have follow-up questions, because it's like, if you choose the mind of a 30-year-old, is it like I'm not the most fit 30, or I'm 29, but I'm not the most fit person in the world. But like, is it the mind of a 30-year-old but still like can change, or body of a 30-year-old but can still change? Like, yeah, I don't know. It just has a lot of weird implications about what health means.
Yeah.
And bodies are.
Well, and also like mind, like because okay, I'll own the fact that when I too have answered this question before in my life, and I think I like whole hog was like body. Why would I ever not pick body? One, I am extremely lucky that my family does not have a history of dementia or Alzheimer's, which makes it easier to be like, why would anyone pick mind? But also, I was like, I want the wisdom of time, and I want the wisdom of age, and like all of these things. And what does it mean to be locked into your mind at 30? And yeah,
Yeah.
What does it mean is a big question, yeah. And I feel like maybe body is the right choice for some people, because like, and maybe even for me, because when you hear people talk about getting older, it's always like body is in a lot of pain. And I know that it can impact your mind as well, obviously, but like maybe we get older and we get wiser, allegedly. I've yet to see it for myself, but I feel like maybe there's something to that, where it's like, I don't know, like maybe it would be cool to have your mind age, because you learn more lessons and then your body can still like do a lot of things. I don't know. It's a lot.
I mean, yeah, that is very curious. Like the capacity to learn. Like, is it your mind? Also, too, yeah, is it your mind, like at present, or like some kind of average mind?
just an average 30-year-old.
Like, I mean, yeah. I will say I've always answered though from a place of like, yeah, I have had family members who had like dementia or like forgetfulness, and I've seen it up close, and I'm like, that looks scary. So
Same.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that kind of disorder, like, like I already experienced like anxiety and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I like feeling tethered.
I think when I answered this last, I was 20 and said body, so whole hog. And now I'm like, maybe it is mind. Like what you just said, Kanisha. It's like,
Yeah. This is a fun question. I like this a lot. I could talk about this question for like 3 hours. I'm like, I don't know.
I know. I was getting a little life of the mind.
Feels right for the game, for sure.
True.
Yeah. I mean, vampires. All right. Is someone feeling called to read the game description to us?
Not yet, but I do want to say that this is the first like vampire media I've consumed since seeing Nosferatu last year, because I was scarred. So this was fun. No, it's okay. It's a very, very wonderful film. Thank you for your contributions to the film world, Mr. whatever his name is. I honestly forgot his name. That's how like far back in my mind I've
probably like a man that makes dark films.
Yes,
like that where you can't see anything.
Literally dark.
I feel like there's a lot of guys out there that do
Robert
that.
Eggers.
Yeah, like
yes,
literally
it's
dark.
literally in black and white, I think, for a good part of the movie. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I hate that I even brought it up, because I have one of those brains where like the images become so visceral that I'm like, oh, I can see it. And I'm like, not that I'm a special snowflake, but just like I'm insane. So I'm like, oh no, I thought about it too hard. Anyway, sorry for this tangent.
Wait, This is actually really important because I am about to watch this movie. I've never seen it, and now you're making me feel like I shouldn't watch
actually
it.
so good and fun in moving.
Okay.
Kanisha, don't lie to Kate. Don't bring Kate on the show to lie.
Me immediately. How do I make an enemy? No.
The heel turn to it's awesome.
Total Gemini move. It's fine. I'm prepared.
It was.
You know what? I'm prepared.
It is actually really good. Despite me like not being able to sleep with my lights off for a week after watching it, I have to admit I am a huge chicken. So it wasn't, I can appreciate mentally that it wasn't that bad. And it's honestly very funny and very good. But also like the things about it that make it scary are things that I find extra scary.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'm going to let it sit with me what you said, and I'll make a choice eventually. But we did download the movie, so I'm really close to watching
honestly,
it.
watch it. It's going to be good. And like, it's not as gory as it could have been, I don't think.
I also am not like, I think vampires are really cool, and I'm trying to think of the last vampire media I consumed, and I just like I can't think of anything off the bat other than like I've watched Twilight. Everybody
freaking love
has,
vampires.
right? I do like it.
Guys, I was watching Shadowhunters this morning. That's how much I love vampires. Like
Claire is here for the vampire community.
This game made our list because it was gifted to me by dear friend of the show, Darius _minis. Who's a great mini painter, but also more importantly, my friend since college who sent me this and was like, you actually need to play this immediately.
Cute.
Because all I knew was that you sort of go in as just a regular, somewhat horny person for vampires, and then the game happens. And I felt brutally called out, but also I guess it wasn't wrong.
Claire's like, I've been prepared for this.
Which is also how I died so fast.
Same.
But yes, so First Bite is an LGBTQ plus vampiric visual novel. One night, 3 vampires make a deal with death or die trying. Developed and published by First Bite Games. This is $9.99 with an optional DLC called Bad Blood for $4.99 as well. Did anybody play the DLC? I did not play the DLC.
I downloaded it, but I didn't. I don't think I played it.
Well, maybe when we have a speed dating episode in the future, we'll circle back to the First Bite DLC at some point. And yeah, there's a content warning for this game. It pops up immediately. Kate, do you want to read our content warning? We made Emily read the Slasher U one.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, do I?
Sure. I wish I had it on me.
Oh no,
I'm sorry, I didn't
fine.
write it down.
Kanisha, do you want to read it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I see your little thing in the outline.
Okay. I'm scrolling. Okay, one more time. First Bite is an LGBTQ vampiric visual novel. One night, 3 vampires make a deal. What are you saying?
Go read the content warning.
So that's what you said.
Wait, hold on. Is there an outline I should be looking at? Because I just copy and pasted the one that you sent me in the first email.
I love chaos. Yay.
Oh no. Okay, it's okay. I'm still ready.
I'm so ready.
I can read the content warning if you want me to, because now I'm in the outline.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Go for it, Kate. Kanisha had her chance.
Okay, here's the content warning. And we love when games provide a content warning, so shout out to them. Thank you. Here's the content warning for First Bite. First Bite is rated 18 plus for strong language, violence, potential player death, blood and gore, optional non-explicit sexual scenes, including consensual kink and BDSM, supernatural, emotional manipulation, and other content that some players may find disturbing. Player discretion is advised.
Shall we dive into we usually start with mechanics, which I think for this may be a little bit short, given the visual novel status. How did folks play?
I played on my laptop just now.
I tried to play on my Steam Deck, but could not figure out how to make it work. And I was getting so mad. I was like, how do I type in the Steam Deck? And so then I played the whole thing on my laptop trackpad because I'm a laptop streamer trackpad girly. I don't have a mouse because I can't ever find the batteries or the
Iconic.
mouse. So that's how I that's how I played.
I too tried on my Steam Deck and like basically had a meltdown after trying to figure out how
No.
to type. And then I got it to type. Like I looked it up and I did the little thing to be able to get the keyboard and I typed it in. And then I still could not get the controls to work the way I wanted them to at all. So I sat there
It's
and I played
hard.
the whole thing on my Steam Deck, touching the screen like it was.
Claire.
Why did I do that? I have a laptop. I mean, I guess.
Why did I
'Cause
do that?
It's only. Is it just PC? Because no. Did you play on your MacBook?
I tried to play on my MacBook, but I have like a Apple Silicon Mac, so it doesn't run 32-bit games anymore. So I couldn't figure out how to get it to like it just would have taken me too much time to like get virtually boot up Windows or something like that. I was just like, this is too
Yeah.
much trouble. We're not doing this.
Mm.
So
Well, my biggest gripe with mechanics was the controls because I had no idea how to make the game work at first. But then once I just started clicking, it got a lot easier.
Yeah, same.
And then you get to pick for your character, you get to pick your name, you get to pick from she, he, they pronouns, and also you get to pick your eye color, which I thought was an interesting add.
Yeah, and I don't think that ever ended up playing out for me and the journey I went through, but I did pick Hazel, she, her. But then I like died immediately and then I did started over from the top. I think I picked something different that time, like maybe he, him, green eyes, because I'm like, ooh, that'd be like fun if I could have that kind of life. So yeah.
A wild life to be a green-eyed man, honestly. This was also partially voice acted.
Mhm.
I could not quite identify what made a line worth voice acting and what did not.
I had the same question. I was like really confused just in terms of like, why are they voice acting some things and
Mhm.
not others? And I was like, are they not voice acting the more sexual lines like for streaming purposes or but then that didn't really track. Like that theory
Mhm.
didn't really track. Like sometimes it did and other times it didn't. So and I think the audio quality too of them all was kind of different, which I'm not going to complain about that too much, but it was just like I think it took me a minute to get into the vibe of how it all was going to go because at first I was like, wait, I'm hearing this and now I'm
Mhm.
not hearing this and this person sounds different than this person but not just with their voices, like with their environment sounds a little bit different. So yeah, I was a little confused, but I was happy that there was voice acting for sure.
Yeah, me too. It helped to keep me like engaged and like
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
immersed is a strong word, but you know, like locked in to what was happening. Yeah.
I felt like all three of the voice actors were well cast.
Mhm.
And I really wonder if they had a version of the game that they like sent off to get voice acted. And then by the time they got those back, they had made
Mm.
edits to the text of the game.
That's a great theory, Claire. I would have never thought of that, but that's probably pretty likely.
That's my theory. We're theorizing now. Someone once told me theorizing is just man fan fiction, and I will never be the same.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, let's get into it. There's not much mechanic beyond that. So you're clicking through this game. You have a couple of moments where you choose things. World lore plot. I really liked the opening. There was like an animation and it was cool and like this.
Mm.
Yeah,
I did too. I thought the opening was really nice. Like
Yeah.
the little room that you're in, like your room is so cute and aesthetic and it's like it's so dreamy and I could just like see myself like, oh, I'm a writer and I have such a cute room and I live in my own little apartment. Like, I don't know, it was very dreamy because it's like
Mhm.
dark outside. Like it's like but it's not scary. It's just like something could happen, but it's like little dreamy and lighthearted. It's romantic.
It lends itself to the supernatural being present, I think, but not in a way that's like
Yeah.
overly like, "Yeah, this is scary and something eerie is happening, but just like, this is a world where these things could happen and it could be fine or not. Yeah.
Mhm.
well, and also like this is seemingly our world. Like it just
Mhm.
is. We are renowned AO3 writer of cryptid something about cryptids.
Yeah.
There's an alliteration there, but I can't remember.
Yeah, there's something so lovely about them just being like, here's your adorable room. You have already chosen the career path of giving up your jobby job and writing fan fiction for a living because your website gets enough hits. Also, sometimes working in a coffee shop. And like, good luck, girly. And it's like, okay, let's go. Your room is like really pastel too, and like those like it's giving pastel goth, and once you get to the vampires environment, it is very much not that. It was in 3 parts, so I'm curious. I feel like maybe if we go a little bit part by part, as we do on Date With Us, we're basically a spoiler cast. We tread our way into the spoilers along the way, trying to like give people guideposts of like, jump off if you don't want to know anything about it now, or like those things. But we're not going to shy away from spoilers, especially in a shortish game like this, where it's like you're really cruising. It's tough not to give some things away, especially because I want to know what everybody did and what happened to everyone. So, but yeah, Hunger. You leave your room, you go out for a night stroll, you head on down to 6969 Dead End Drive.
That had me laughing so hard.
Yeah, I wish you could troll them about that, because I said these are the most immature vampires ever, but whatever.
I know. And yeah, did anybody leave instead of break in?
I tried that in my second time because I died really fast first time. Second time I tried that. And I think it just ends. Like, I don't remember what happens, but you can't do that basically.
After, I think like my third or fourth run through, I don't know. I kind of like kept saving and then just going back every time I was about to die. So I don't remember how many times I did this. But the last run through before I hopped on here, I was just like, let me quickly just see what happens if you go home. And you do go home, actually. Like, you go home.
That's right.
On Steam, you get an achievement that's like dead end. But you go home, the vampire house goes up for sale and gets replaced with like crappy condominiums, I think is what the game says. And you go on writing and living your merry little life, I think. Yeah. Uneventful, but cute.
I love when games do that. Like, as far as the game's like mission, right, of date vampires, there's no reason for them to have done that. But like, I love when the option that is like clearly the bad option, or like the not picking the game option, I like when they still give you something interesting to like wrap it out.
Something.
Instead of just like, yeah, it's over. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, and I love getting a Steam achievement too. So I was like, oh, cool. And one of the many endings unlocked. Like, it feels good, you know?
That's the visual novel dating sim thing for me, where I'm like, give me all the endings. Yes. I want to know what everything is. Like, oh. And so Hunger, you meet them. Taste, you go off with someone. And is that true? And then the third part is like the third part is with your interest.
There's something like, maybe it's Hunger, let's play a game, and then Taste, and then Rebirth 3, and Rebirth is 4. I don't remember.
Structure is you arrive for the evening, you meet the vampires, you get to decide if you want to try to convince the vampires to make you a vampire or not, which I was so would you guys be vampires?
I think Kate nodded. Kate, what's your answer?
Yeah, I would, just because it would, like, in the world of the game, I wanted to, but also outside of the world of the game, yeah, like, it sounds pretty cool. Just, like, want to see what would happen, you know? And then it would give me my entire life for eternity to do whatever I wanted. So, like, I could actually learn instruments or whatever.
The mind and body of a 33-year-old forever.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I have to ask a lot of questions first. But I'd definitely be intrigued. I'd be like, maybe. But maybe they would kill me before. Maybe they'd be like, you're not sure enough. You don't have enough conviction. Goodbye.
Also, the concept of eternity is like kind of scary to me a little bit. but
Yeah.
it still would be cool to have more time to do everything that I want to do, you know?
Well, and just less fear of being so fragile. Like, for me, as a child who was basically a bubble child, allergic to everything and, like, fragile, I'm like, yes, make me a vampire. Freaking, I'll walk down the street and not be afraid that I will trip. What? Like...
That would be cool to not live
Right?
in fear.
Also, yeah, I'm just extremely vampire pilled as far as like which supernatural thing I care about. Like, it's vampires 100% for me. Yeah. Who did we romance? What characters? I guess characters wise, once again, this is a very self-contained game.
I wrote little descriptions of each character in like a couple words.
Yes.
Let me see if you would like me to share those.
Absolutely.
I said that Laurel was stylish and clever he/they. Valeria, bad bitch with an ego, but I know I can fix her. And Ilias, jacked himbo, and like if a golden retriever was goth.
So funny.
Fascinating.
Honestly, accurate. Like, snaps to you. That is like very good.
Yeah. Not I can fix her.
That's how I saw them all anyway, because you're like very much presented with the three of them. Once you get into the house, like you're like, oh, I'm sneaking in this house and like, I'm doing a bad thing, but I'm just so curious. And then you're, like confronted with the three of them and like, they're all really hot and they're just like looking at you. And then you're like, okay. And then like things can happen from there, I guess.
Yeah, if you're me, the first thing you do is you look at the options presented to you and you say, I know it's probably not going to go well if I tell them I'm an expert on vampirism, but I want to know what happens if I tell them I'm an expert on vampirism.
That is so alma mater of you. Like,
Okay.
I'm an expert.
Alma mater.
I know.
I know of your kind. I've been studying you. Yeah, so
I think I did that too, Claire. I do. I think I did that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
The death for that one was a sexy death, though. They do, like, you do enjoy your death. It's like long and well written and like is like you like feel, and it's so like it's very like physical, which I was like, okay, give me the description of the vampires killing me. I'm surprised but yeah, that is part of what I'm here for, I suppose. This is a realistic death for me, I guess.
You weren't disappointed with how
I was
it went.
like it was like, you died, nice try, or something. Like, the ending frames,
They're funny.
the title frames and stuff are so good.
So I wanted to romance Laurel initially, but I got Laurel's name confused with the himbo. What's his name?
Oh no, Ilias.
Ilias. And so I picked the option for Ilias, but then I was like, oh wait, this is not what I wanted. But then luckily I died very quickly. So I got to try again. But then when I tried again, I actually found myself going towards Valeria, like just going with her storyline. So that was who I kind of ultimately decided to romance after a couple mishaps and endings.
I felt compelled to romance them all, and I did it in order of Ilias, then Valeria, then Laurel, just because I love a himbo.
I knew it. I knew you were going to pick him.
Yeah,
I had this moment. God, I had this moment where I was debating because I was like, I'm probably only going to get through one or two. And I dropped him because I was like, after Braxton, was that his name? In our pilot episode in Meeting in the Flesh, there's this literal furry dog man, and Kanisha was obsessed with him. Yeah, amazing.
I hate being so predictable. I do. I love a golden retriever man. I'm just like, you're so funny. Haha.
You just like to have a good time. That's okay.
It's like Mr. Peanut Butter in that BoJack Horseman show. Like
Mr.
That's your
Peanut
type.
Butter actually drive me insane. No, I don't. There's the lie. A little.
He's too much.
but close. Yeah.
I think this should be a spoiler cast for this game. I feel it's a short game. Let's get into it. I want to hear everybody's like stories about each person.
Wait, Claire, who did you pick? Did you already
started with Valeria because I'm always drawn to a mean bitch who I identify with, and I'm like, I'm obsessed with her.
Valid.
I could only dream to be her one day. And then I did Laurel. And I did not have time for Ilias yet. But Laurel's like special ability, like vampire ability, was really interesting to me. And so I was very excited for that. It's giving a way better and more interesting version of Jasper from Twilight regarding like the empathy special abilities. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I guess I'm just going to start talking about Laurel because I think then you can talk Valeria and then Kanisha can talk Ilias. So you decide who your sire is going to be, and that is the effective choice moment of like which person are you trying to romance. If you successfully convince them that you do deserve to be made a vampire without dying in that entire section, which like is possible throughout. But once you make it and you pick a sire, also I need to get oh god, sorry, my brain is everywhere. Ilias, so in the run through that I started that I did Valeria in, and then I just hopped back to the save in the middle of to do Laurel, and then I hopped back in the save thinking I would just pick Ilias. I picked Ilias, and he was like, no, and they killed me, and I died.
What?
So I don't know what I did in the like initial portion, but something I said did not jive with Ilias, and he was like, no.
I didn't know they could do that.
That's exactly what happened to me. That's what happened. That's why I died and like didn't pick, and I got to like go try again and pick Valeria because that happened to me too, Claire. But I don't remember why. But I died because of something I said to Ilias.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because I didn't know that could happen. That you could pick
Not
wrong.
your golden retriever, man.
Well, Ilias killed me like once or twice, I think.
But I can fix him.
I did fix him, but it was hard. I didn't. Yeah, I was just like, tell me about all the things in your room, and he was like, okay, I did. Now chop chop, and I was like, oh, but we fixed it. We worked on that. But I didn't know you could choose wrong.
That's so funny.
That's crazy. How mean.
Oh yeah, I feel like the thing about this game is that there are a lot of wrong choices. I wonder how many different ways you can die in this game, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah, so Laurel, if you pick Laurel, you go to their room, which is like surprisingly like, because they have this sort of like goth, like he's wearing like a leather like harness, and it hot as fuck also.
Yeah,
but like so hot, and this like purple lipstick and this leather harness, and you go into their room, and it's like so delicate.
it's cute. It's yarn.
Really cute. And yeah, there's yarn and there's like little gold accents. And Laurel reveals to you that his special power is the ability to control emotions. And so like the content warning about emotional manipulation is literally physically manipulating your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask for consent, which we love, but then basically like toss you into your own lustful sea in which you are experiencing so many emotions. And you have a bunch of meaningful conversations about things that I have literally already forgotten because I was like, am I going to die or not? And so when facing the trauma of whether or not Laurel is going to kill me, I immediately forgot everything he told me. Kanisha, you just played Laurel.
I did.
Is there what themes?
Themes like content warning themes, or just themes in general?
Just themes. I feel like the vibe is like we'll like be consigliere manipulators in the vampire court together, and that will be fun. Kind of a thing of like Laurel's the smartest of the bunch, but doesn't always, but like is withheld a little bit.
Yeah, I think for Laurel, it's like there's an interest in it's almost like a nihilistic position of like, yeah, let's just play pranks. No, like literally at the end, they're just like, yeah, pranks. But also, yeah, because I remember, because the order I played them, like I kind of discovered, I like played Ilias, who likes to say he's the smartest, but is clueless. And then I played Valeria, who kind of tips you off about the vampire court. And then I played Laurel, and I was wondering if that was triggered by order, but I got like this option like to say like, oh, I'm interested in joining in a vampire court, blah, blah, blah. And they were immediately like, I do not want to cede my power to like you think you can get in on this and killed you. So I think it's like this gentle line of like, yes, there are these powers that be and they're annoying and they're fucked up, but not like I feel like it's less of like that chess master, like a little bit less of that in like a malicious or like power seeking way, and more of a just like free will kind of way, like a chaos should and shall reign kind of vibe. I think throughout the entire conversation too, they have you playing Cat's Cradle to like illustrate this point.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
yep.
It was just really cool. Like you're rearranging this and you're kind of like having this conversation about like the tangle thread we all live in. You can untangle it and you can find whatever it is, or you can, make stuff out of it. And then also you can do shibari with it with the purple yarn. So there's a lot that happens in the conversation with Laura. And I actually found it like, I don't like to like compare, but I was like, this is kind of like the most profound of the three. Like I was pretty moved, especially about Laurel in particular, like his birth or like his being a vampiric entity because it comes from like African legend.
Oh yeah. I was curious about that because I was like, I don't know a ton about every genre of vampire lore, but something that I wrote down in my notes was like, wait, I love this lore, and the lore was that it takes 3 days to a week to turn into a vampire. You don't none of this just die, get buried, come back next day, you're a vampire. I actually really liked that they were like, no, it takes a couple days. Like, you can't just be a vampire that fast.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting too. Yeah.
Okay. I found it. It's Obe Ifo. It's West African tradition. And I liked that it was like the story of acceptance too, because basically Laurel is like born this way, it seems. His mother is like, was fearful of him, but still loved them and wanted to. And they were raised to only feed off of men who, quote unquote, deserved it from the game.
We love.
Yeah. So there's like a lot of themes, I guess, of liberation or revolution is not quite it, but, sort of a vigilantism or like I don't know how to describe it, but I thought they were very interesting themes, especially because Laurel meets the other two in New Orleans, and their whole beef with the other two is like they are coming on their turf and like wreaking havoc in the district and like killing people and being, annoying. So they decide to use their emotional manipulation powers to like make them have sex in front of all of the humans in the square. And again, it's like, it's kind of a prank. Like it's the most innocuous, or not most, but
true,
fairly innocuous use of their powers to punish them a little bit, which like there's a sense of like justice that runs through I think like your interaction or what you learn about Laurel, basically. Yeah, that's the theme, I think, a little bit. Like these very alternative routes to justice. And I think it's very profound that it's a court that Laurel is not opposed to, but wants to dismantle. I guess opposed to. Yeah. So yeah, Laurel's pretty fascinating, actually. Like the more I talk about it, I'm like, oh, yeah. I feel the themes.
I feel like I want to replay this game just to like sort of soak in the lore. Like I really feel like people thought about the lore behind this game, which is very fun. And the only other thing that I wrote down with Laurel that really struck me was he looks at you and is like, you're legible, but you're not elementary.
Yeah, what a crazy...
Which struck me so hard. And I was like, this is the type of like kind of backhanded compliment that like it's like not backhanded, but it's like getting close to that area. And I was like, I love this shit. I eat this up. This is absolutely like, I'm in.
I feel like the reason why I wanted to originally romance them because I feel like they're good at like bantering or like yeah,
Yeah.
you could tell that like he's very clever and I feel like for me in real life and also in games, I'm really I mean who isn't like down and like attracted to someone that you can like banter
Yeah.
with and someone that can like that has a way with like words and but more than that just like can really like show off how charming they can be and yeah, I don't know. I was like just really intrigued by him. So you really sold me on it, Kanisha. I'm like, I gotta go
Not me
go
thinking about it.
play
It's so
again.
crazy too, because like no shade, no shade, no tea, no shade. But off first impressions, I was like, this art is giving me like webtoon art. Like I I won't go that far as to admit what I read. But my
Ayo.
boss follows me on Instagram now, so let
Oh,
me chill out for a
no.
second. But I will say, like, yeah, I was just like, I saw the art immediately and I was like, I know what you are. And so I came in with like preconceived notions of like what the storylines are going to be like. And, even for someone who loves dating sim and is always yapping about how meaningful they are, like I wasn't expecting to be able to dig that much out of one of those characters or one of those endings. So I don't know, talking about it this way was really enlightening for me, maybe. It might be
Mm,
enlightening for you,
cool.
dear listener. Who knows?
I'm going to throw to Kate for Valeria's because we'll have to come back, Kanisha, for Ilias. I just kind of was like, they're all hot.
I don't know. And I find myself as time goes on, like always picking or like often picking the femme or woman if there is like if there is a if there are limited choices in dating sims or not even like games that are specifically dating sims but like I'm thinking to like Lake if you've ever played Lake you can pick a cis
Oh,
man or a cis woman and those are your two choices to romance and I like if that's the case too I always pick the woman so I wonder if that is what eventually happened with me in this game like I was like you know what I know Valeria's end game for me so I guess I'm just gonna go down that path but yeah, it's funny because she's presented in what I think is like such a beautiful way. Like she has like long, flowy, like blue black hair, sort of, and she has like a really nice outfit. And yeah, I found her really intriguing. And once I went into her room, I was like, oh, it's very neat. It wasn't really. It kind of looked not what I was expecting based on like what her visual design looked like, but now you're making me think like maybe there were things in the room that I should have noticed more clearly. I don't know if there was anything of note in her bedroom that I
She
should
had
have picked
nudes
up on.
on all over the
Um,
walls, like artful, tasteful nudes, like
okay,
artistically drawn.
like boudoir photo
Yeah,
shoot vibe.
yeah, and like charcoal drawings. And then I remembered that she had plants, which I thought was interesting because they're alive.
Mm,
That's really I was like, she's
yeah.
got nudes on the wall, she's got plants, and she's got gorgeous robe.
Basic mean bitch, I
Slay.
guess. I don't know. She's just got those basic things. But I love her. So, but it's funny cuz she comes off as like we've said bad bitch a lot or maybe I'm just saying that. Yeah, I feel like she comes off as like pretty assertive and dominant and kind of cold. But then like as I was getting to know her, it was really interesting to like hear what she had to share and like what she shared about which we already touched on like how the three of them sort of came to be and how they met and I just thought it was really
hmm
interesting because she's like, yeah, she's like sort of cold, but then she opens up and she really warms up, I feel like. And the way that she like cared for me as the playable character as I was being turned into a vampire, I thought was very almost like romantic, but more than that, just like I felt like there was a lot of care behind the choices that they made for her to write her as. So yeah, you kind of find out, and I don't know, like I think this is okay to say because we already touched on the content warning. But well, I guess I'll start with the fact that she talks about like how it's hard to be hard, like it's not a choice you should make lightly, like if you should
hmm
become a vampire or not. She talks about like how she had to watch her family die and like the years go by and by and she has to say goodbye to the ones that she loves and like they change and but she doesn't change with them basically that like made me think, and it got me a little bit sad because I was like, that would be really, really difficult. So I was having all these profound thoughts about the vampire experience. And then I almost, after she told me that, I almost was like, do I really want this? And I almost said no, but then I was like, I gotta see what happens. So I said like, yes, I do really want this. I do really want to become a vampire. But the way she like made me consider it, was something I was not expecting from her or the game, I think. And I love that she talked about like, yeah, those family relationships and seeing her loved ones pass away and how that can be hard. And just I think she touches on some other things too that are difficult about being a vampire. But then if you choose to have her turn you into a vampire, I feel like that scene is really, really nice.
Yeah.
I guess I'll stop there for now if you two want to add anything.
I think maybe, I guess the other important thing is Valeria does share with you that she did not make that choice for herself, that choice was taken from her.
That's what I was going to share, yeah, regarding the content warning. Because, like, yeah, she says it happened, like, on her wedding night. Like, her lover and her partner that she married turned her without her consent on their wedding night. And I was just like, that is devastating.
So messed up.
Yeah. And so, like, that also, like, reinforces her choice to, like, share that with you of, like, hey, yeah, so I didn't get to choose. It's a big deal. It really changes your life. And like her opening up about all of that, like I just thought it was such a fun character arc for her, I guess. So
I will say that like I think the way that the game kind of handles those emotions and those themes are pretty gentle and pretty thoughtful in terms of like the emotional effects and how it still sticks with you after, you know, these people lived for as close to an eternity as either of us, any of us will like think about. And so I think there's something like pretty like subtly profound about that. Like they've had hundreds of years, and those thoughts and memories are still very visceral. And I think like for not having that in game warning that like, hey, this conversation is about to come up or go this way or this or that or the other, I think it balanced like handling situations or feelings like that well without being too triggering, even though it's still quite possible. So it's just something to think about. Like, there's not, I didn't experience an in game warning for that, but also, you know, you will be the best judgment of like whether or not you can handle that.
I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, it felt like the writing was really careful around that subject, but then it also like didn't linger on it for longer than it needed to, I guess. So I thought that I would definitely agree with that.
Sounds so silly, but I think they did a great job humanizing these vampires, where like they're whole and complete people that had good and bad stuff happen to them, and that there are pros and cons. As we all know, as vampire experts like myself know, there are pros and cons to vampirism. And yeah, I really love when vampire media is willing to talk about like the downsides as though they aren't just you have to drink blood. Like yeah, okay. And also you watch all of your loved ones die and you can't really interact with them after the first like 5 years of being a vampire because you've stopped aging and like all of these other things that come up with that. And it's always nice when they sort of address that head on when there is an eager human who is so ready to be a vampire. And it's like, wait, there are also other consequences. Yeah. And I love that.
And they're like they're human-like and they're experiencing human emotions or like they were when they were human, you know? So I found that interesting too, because like when I played Vampire Therapist, I was like, oh man, some of these things that these clients are going through really resonate with some hard things that I've gone through. But because they're vampires, for some reason, I'm having a better time handling it, I think, than if they were a human or someone that looked like me. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's always interesting when games do that, like try to portray the human experience through someone who is or something or an animal or a vampire, anything that's non-human, I guess.
I feel like there's a whole, not with this game specifically, but in general, the monster fucker genre that is often misunderstood, I feel misses that, like, people who don't get it miss that mark of like, no, it's like also about the human experience. It's not like, sometimes it is vampire hot, but also it's like, and complicated.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Tanisha, do you want to tell us about
I
Elias?
would love to tell you about Elias. So as I've touched on, Elias describes himself as the biggest, and he is the biggest and the most handsome and the smartest of the three. And, you can judge that for yourself. He is a sweetie. He's also extremely bloodthirsty, like goes into blood rage, is super, super eager to kill you and devour you. And it's debated whether or not that is like his quote unquote special ability or he's just like that. I think at some point in the game, it does mention, I think honestly, it's maybe a thought that happens when I was talking to Valeria, I think.
Yes.
Where it's like he was into murdering before he turned, which is crazy. I was like, where did
Wild
but
of him.
whatever. He's a king. And yeah, he has a very set collection of interests. He loves swords and pinups and really just any sort of pornographic image or moving image. What else? The Hugo Lottos, which are a 90s like European like electric like dance group. And he's very passionate about all three of these
The way
things.
that my brain just replaced that with juggalos, I'm so sorry.
Maybe it should have been juggalo. Maybe that I was trying to get. I was like, what is this a pun on? But that makes the most sense. Maybe. I was like, okay.
What a like niche interest. Not really, I guess. Just like an interesting combination, I guess.
Guy. He definitely, his room is very messy and it definitely gave like male living space / like frat brother's room in a house. But he's still very cute. I think the ways that he engages with his interests, like your whole thing is like you're listening to him, which like listening to a man, whoa. But like so
Never
crazy.
done it.
But anyways, I think he just like seeks so much validation and compliments and attention. And so that really fed into all of his interactions. Like you really do just tell him he's pretty and he loves that. But also he's so like when you turn, he's also very, very sweet. Apparently, like I think when you come to the other two are just like he would not leave your side. Like we had to bring him like plastic bags of blood because he literally would not leave you and da 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 da. And so for all of his like posturing, oh my gosh. Dang it! My stupid alarm. Okay. Okay.
I couldn't hear it at all.
There's a lot of noise. I was like, I wonder if I hear the bird sounds because I forgot to turn off my nature sounds for puppies 10 hours YouTube loop. So I was like, I hope they can't hear that or else it'll be just nice.
I wish I could hear it. Could you send me the link?
I'll send it to the group after this.
Thank you. Do you think Al would like it even though it's nature sounds for puppies? Do you think it could be nature sounds for cats?
I will say it's nature sounds for pets. I just have
Oh.
I'm a pet, basically. I think I'll like it.
I find it pleasing too, but it was amazing. Like yesterday, I was like at my wit's end because my dog just turned 6 months and she's like a demon now. And I was like, there has to be, I've been trying so many different videos and I was like, there has to be something. And I turned this on and immediately she like went still. She was just like, oh, it was like Xanax for dogs, which is anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. My alarm went off. I was talking about Ilias.
Oh, he's like
leave your
sweet when he turns.
Yes, he like pampers you. Like he does so much posturing because right before he turns you, because of his blood rage, he's like, I don't know if I'll be able to stop. And you get the opportunity to ask him like, hey, have you done this before? And he's like, well, I tried once, But then I couldn't stop and I just killed that person. So you're like, okay. But yeah, then he turns out, yeah.
You're like,
like live and learn, but or not. Die and learn. Anyway. Yeah, no, he's actually so sweet. And he has a similar story to Valerius about like he was turned without his consent as well. It was like very interesting some of the language he used about like having confidence and feeling powerful, and then that being like one of the first times that felt removed from him, or taken from him, or subverted in a way that he was so uncomfortable with. The woman that sired him without his consent, like he didn't know what was happening. He was just in search of power, and she was like, I know a djinn that will grant you this power. And then he was bitten, and then she disappeared, and he never found her again. So there's like rage and sadness and just this like hint of just like never being able to know that is like very painful. And like in the midst of him being like this giant himbo is just like ripped open. And I found that very profound too. Like there's just so, I don't know, it just made me think about something I like always have to repeat in my mind that I've been told before is that anger is a secondary emotion. If anger is at the top or like the surface of what you're feeling, then there's always something underneath it. Maybe not all the time, but I think a lot of the time there's like a hurt or something. And so I kind of felt I was like thinking about that while processing his description or, his blood rage too. It's just like, where is this rage coming from? What's feeling it beyond like a not necessarily biological, but like, an undead need and desire to feed on blood? Like, what else is motivating that? So I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. He loves swords and he doesn't realize that me being like pivot and he loves swords. And something really funny is that he doesn't realize that a lot of the swords that he orders, like katanas and stuff, I think it's implied it's like a giant machete or something. So he's like very online because he's like, yeah, I send them so many emails and I'm like telling them on how to improve. And your character's like, how, like, what do you tell them? And he's like, yeah, they should just make them stronger. That's what I told him. And you're like, oh. And then he got banned from like this music forum for like trying to defend the Hugo Lotto. Sorry, I'm like trying to think of the French way to say this. I'll just say the Juggalos, even though that's very much not what it is. So I don't know. Like Ilias really does contain multitudes, and the slapdash way I've described this chaotic conversation is how I felt and experienced it, and it's lovely. Oh, and one thing I will say that I don't think we've talked about yet is the three's relationship to each other. It came up when I was playing through Ilias. I didn't experience this for Valeria or Laurel, but there was an explicit like, oh, you can ask to like be exclusive with Ilias once you have turned, or you can just ask if there's going to be a relationship at all. I chose yes, I would like to have a relationship, and he's like, okay, like you don't belong to me, but if you want to, sure. Which I was like, okay, Himbo King. And then like
honestly,
like tea, like a little, like honestly the most unbelievable thing in this game. Anyway,
the most unbelievable thing in the game is that the man whose hobby was murdering in real life is like,
whatever.
Yeah, it's chill.
But then he's like, I'm still like at a certain point he was like, yeah, we can be in a relationship, like, but also I'm still gonna have a relationship with Laurel and Valeria. And he's like, and you're giving the option to be like, but can it just be us, or can I be like that with them too, or da da da. And I chose to be like, well, can I be a part of that too? He was like, yeah, our thing is different and will be our relationship, but then you need to talk to them about being a part of our thing. So I really liked that, like, at least in my playthrough of Ilias, there, like, it kind of directly addressed the, like, different layers of relationships and what it means for you to be like a newcomer and then to join them and be accepted by them and participate in this different kind or different structure of like love and support that they have going on that, in the context of the game, they're like, this is vampiric, but like, just like parallels that I think was very interesting and kind of like a thoughtful way to do that.
Yeah, give me vampires, you guys. I fucking love it. I love, because it's like, yeah, like there's a subversive relationship structure, but at the crux of it is that people are like, you need to figure out amongst you and these other people what your relationship is to them. And it actually, our relationship to each other can hold itself regardless of your relationships with other people in other methods, and like, I love vampires. I love vampires as a vehicle for other conversations.
That's really rad. I feel like I guess I wasn't expecting any of the stories to go that way, but I don't really know what I was expecting. I like to go into games with as little as expectations as possible, especially games like this. Like, I don't try to figure anybody out or like what might happen. I try to just go in and be like, all right, like I kind of just want to experience the game, but I think that they did like a lot of like really thoughtful things here, and I love that I actually really like the way that it's all packaged. And even after hearing what happens with Ilias and Laurel's storylines, I'm like, oh, I still want to go experience them for myself,
Yeah. I think so this moves us into like, did our choices really matter? I think yes, and also there's not so many of them. Like there are there's like pivotal points, and those are the moments you have choice. It's a lot of text. It's a lot of text, but your choices definitely matter because you can absolutely choose wrong and die, or choose other ways along the way. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Any other choices matter?
You go, Kate.
Well, I was just going to say, like, I meant to say this during the mechanics discussion, but I just really appreciate how many save slots they give you, because right away I was like, oh my goodness, my choices do matter. And like, but they matter so much that it's actually going to annoy me if I have to start from the beginning every time. So you get like an absurd amount of saves. I felt like the saving actually was kind of like a mechanic. Like that's how I was reading it. And that's kind of how I was experiencing the game, as I found myself saving quite a bit, like basically whenever a question would come up. So that was telling me, that the choices do matter. But like you're saying, Claire, it's not an overwhelming amount of choices, and they do give you that awesome ability to save and go back to a turning point sort of question. So I thought that was really thoughtful, especially if the full experience is only going to be, like an hour and a half all the way up to maybe 5 hours if you're going to play through all of the storylines. But still, even if you're going to play through all of them, such an approachable length. And like, I feel like the writing, in my opinion, is pretty interesting, and the characters are interesting. So yeah, I don't think I've seen another dating sim or even visual novel that has as many, that is sort of designed in this way, of where it's like, okay, yeah, you save as much as you want. And yeah, just like
you save your little heart out.
You save your little heart out. It was just like, that part really worked for me, and I thought it was unique and really cohesive. So yeah, I do feel like the choices matter, but not in a way where it's like, oh shit, so many choices,
And it's not like you're playing a game that you then have to go back through 100 hours to do, another version. I can't remember if this was on mic or not, but Kanisha mentioned earlier the shout out to the skip feature that will skip ahead anything that you've already seen. And you can change those settings too, to be like things that you have seen, things that you haven't seen. Like there are a couple different options to adjust when you are presented with the skip option. So it can remember for you, like, did I see this already? Can I hit skip? Can I move faster?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I know you both just played Date Everything, and like, I feel like that's a really, really long game, and you're reading a lot of dialogue, but also there's voice acting, which this game has, it's mostly voice acted, except for the parts that you say as your character. Like, you'll have to read those. But I just like hearing that, like, I really want to experience Date Everything, but knowing how long it is just has me feeling like I'm never going to get to that game. I really like to finish games like this, so I'm really grateful that it was. I just feel like it's really accessible and approachable. And they do provide that really lovely and detailed content warning. So, you're going to be able to figure out if it's for you or not. But Yeah, I think that it was packaged really well, and I love when it's clear that the
Yeah.
choices do matter.
I relate to you a lot about that, Kate, just because, yeah, I definitely felt like some kind of intimidation when we played Date Everything. Like, I famously did not finish it even in time for the episode. I did finish it like shortly after we finished, which was annoying. And while I still feel motivated to play it like to completion, it's just like how daunting the task is that like has prevented
Yeah.
me from like really going back, because especially because the game is so fun and absorbing that like I know it's going to eat vast hours out of each day that I pick it up to play. And even then it's still like hard to finish, which is cool and amazing for dating sims. There's not like a lot like that, but I think there's
Mm-hmm.
something so satisfying about being like, this is a short game, and though there are things that are familiar about it, the story is unfamiliar, or these endings are unfamiliar, or whatever, and there's an end, and I can do this, and it's going to feel good. There's like something to be said for like brevity.
I loved the
Yeah.
end, and that they have like the
Yes.
Finn like title
Yes.
card with
Let
a
me know that
different
I finished.
tagline for each person, like. Because Valeria's says, "Congratulations, baby fangs," and that absolutely killed me.
So cute that she calls you that. Oh my god.
They
Yeah.
all have delightful. I'm like, give me a nickname. Like, I love it so much.
Baby Fangs is so cute. Yeah, I feel like also I'll just say I've done plenty of or talked about plenty of games on
Mhm.
podcasts that I haven't finished, and like I just think it is important to, if you want to get more people interested in games, I guess like non-traditional people, whatever that means, like someone like me,
Mhm.
I guess is what I'm saying. Someone like me, I feel like you need to have these experiences. Like you need to offer the game, you need to offer the date everythings, but you also need to offer
Mhm.
the first bites, right? Because it's important for me as a new gamer to feel
Yeah.
like I can finish something, and oftentimes I just can't. So yeah, I feel like I've been like creeping into my overall feelings of the game as I've been talking about all of this, but yeah, I feel like it was really
Mhm.
unique and special.
Well, it's that time. Success. What is it? Did we have fun? Eventually, we'll move into ratings. We're doing it. It's all here. Success, I think, is you. I would argue success in First Bite is in fact
Yeah.
becoming a vampire.
I was gonna go even more
Mm.
vague and be like surviving, because
Oh, that is fair. I think it
yeah,
depends on the
like
person.
I think
If you're Claire, it's
true.
becoming a
That's a
vampire.
very Claire perspective
I'm like,
for which we love you.
yes,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
just think like thinking about like that little. I'm just gonna turn away from that house, even though it's like a silly little ending. Like it still feels like a success because again, you left or you lived, which is unique. I think when those little like joke endings are there, because usually I feel like they're negative in like the
True.
visual novel space or just like super wacky. But the fact that it's just like, yep, you live your life. I was like, you know what? That's enough too. Nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
I
Oh
had
yeah.
fun.
I will say like I didn't know about this game at all, so thanks to both of you for I guess asking me to come on but also picking this game because I'm like, "Oh, I think I've literally never heard of this before." So I love also being exposed to a game that I had no idea about, and it was fun. It was like short and sweet and fun for me. It was a fun experience.
Yeah, I went in ready to be like a little bit of a harsh critic because of my love for vampires, but I really loved that we've touched on this a bunch that each of the stories was different, that each person had their own lore and also that each one was unexpected in its
Mhm.
own way, much like anytime you meet anyone. It's like you have a picture of who you think this person is and then you find out more and you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
this is different." Like positive and negative. Like this is different. And I think that's just really, really fun.
I
Yeah.
also had fun.
Great. We've all succeeded. We've all had fun. We do 3 different ratings. We rate on spice, we rate on romance because those things are different. And then we take a page out of our friends at No Small Games' book and we rate on a scale out of 10 of ourselves. So if you have an experience that tends to match one of the hosts here, then identify closely with their ratings. But in general, number ratings are hard and weird. But if you've made it this far, we will give you one nevertheless. Does anybody want to spice? It was spice, but it's certainly not like
I wanted more spice.
Yeah.
I could have had more.
The descriptions were good.
I wanted more
but-
spice too.
Yeah. I wish more
Just a little.
suggestive could have been good. I will say, like, the images, like when you do a sex scene, were spicy. They were like Texas Pete, you know? Just like a little kick. Which I can appreciate. We love Texas Pete. So yeah.
Oh yeah, one of my favorites. Yeah. Still good. Yeah, I was kind of expecting more spice or like
Yeah,
hoping for more, I guess. And I'm really into like audio spice, I guess. So I was like hoping for I just played Sorry We're Closed, which I feel like does a lot of good spicy audio things, but not really
Yeah,
visual.
We do need to play that.
We gotta add that
It's
game to
really
our list,
good.
Kanisha,
It's very
also.
sexy, but in a way that is different than I would assume, I guess. So I'm looking for the audio spice now. I feel like I could have had more of that here, but I still think it was like it was exciting, right?
I might call this a 5.
Yeah, it is.
Is it out of 10? It's out of
Is that
10. All
too
of them are.
low? Should it be a 6? It's out of 10. It's tough coming off
Slasher
Slasher
U
U,
is
which
kinda
we
good.
did have to
Whoa.
rate an 11. Slasher U was wild. So now I'm like, recalibrate, Claire. Recalibrate.
Yeah,
The Slasher U broke the scale. Maybe
Okay.
6?
How
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 6, probably.
I agree with a 6. I was gonna say a 6 too.
Because the ending images are hot. Like, the
Mhm.
extra art that you get from each of them is really good.
Yeah. I was gonna ask Claire like what you think it compares to Invalidate, because I feel like the spice, the method of delivery is similar, where it's mostly in the
Yeah.
pictures. But I feel like the pictures, like you see what's his name? The cute skater person on top of the insecure person. Do you remember that? What
Not
did they
Kennedy. Is it Kennedy? Nevertheless.
Okay. Well, anyways, I feel like, yeah, I was just trying to think like what are things we've actually reviewed on this podcast that like
Yeah.
keep some consistency. And I would say Validate, even though like the delivery methods of spice were similar, somehow managed to be spicier despite this being
Yeah.
about sexy vampires.
Well, and I think that's what irks the scale a little bit is like
Yeah.
it should naturally have a little more spice given the vampirism.
Yeah. I feel like that actually I convinced myself down. Now I'm like, it's like a 5, a 4.
Not a 4. I don't think it's a 4 because a 4 would be like if you were disappointed. And I don't think I was disappointed.
Yeah. Let's say 5. Just like, yes, spice. I want to play a game with spice, and I got that spice.
An average amount of spice.
Like Texas Pete.
Yes.
Romance.
Mm.
There was romance, but I would say not, I wouldn't describe this as an overly romantic.
I feel like I'm a 6
Yeah.
or 7 on romance.
Yeah, I think Valeria's turning you into a vampire was pretty,
Nice. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like there wasn't a lot of room for like twitterpation.
True.
And it all happened so fast that I actually like no haterism or anything. There's just not a lot of romance to me. So I would give it like something like a 3 even. Like
There was no romantic buildup. It was like, we're either going to kill you or.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think because the thing is, if we're going 5 spice, the fact of the matter is there is more spice than there is romance.
True.
Which then puts us in the 3 to 4 range, which I don't feel good about, but that's also why we rate the game as a whole as well.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Overall ratings. I'm going to throw one out there right away. I think this game for me was probably like a 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a good time. It was quick. Again, normalize. 5 is still a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like 5 is still like there are plenty of games that are 5s that are worth playing. I'm gonna say 6 because I had a blast because vampires, and I think for me personally, typically visual novels end up a little bit lower on my own numerical scale because I tend to get a little distracted when I'm playing them just because it's clicking and reading. Yeah, I think 6. I had fun. I want to go back and play Ilias's now, which I think is a good sign of like a good game that you want to play all the paths and see all the ways you could go.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with a 6.
Yeah.
I think because I played all the paths in my first playthrough, now I'm just like, I don't really know what to do anymore. But there is the DLC, which is I did not factor into my rating, but I'm like, oh, this is something that would bring me back. But yeah, I think it was a really fun game. It was like a pleasant way to spend the 2 hours before we recorded this. And after like a very annoying workday too. I just felt like it's just one of those like crack open a seltzer or a soda or a water, an icy cold bottle of water.
Partake in a vice of your choosing.
Partake in a vice of your choosing. Mine is an icy cold bottle of water. Ooh. And then literally
crisp.
And then literally just like sit back, open your laptop, figure out some sorcery to make it work on your Steam Deck, whatever.
It does not.
You know.
If your Claire just touch screen it like a what? She really said, I will have the vampires one way or another, and I will not leave the couch.
You know, and that determination speaks for itself, dear listeners.
True, and I think, too, this game being a $10 game feels very worth it to me. If it was $20 and so short, I would be a little bit more like, I don't know, like if you're into this sort of thing, maybe yes. But $10, that's cheaper than a movie. Mm-hmm. You're getting more versions of the movie, and it's super fun. I think that, yeah, I think not always does it have to have replay value to inflate the rating, but it has to have,
has to be engaging in some way. Yeah.
Yeah. Not gripping. I'm sorry.
It has to caress you.
It is, in fact, this
way.
kind of podcast.
Sorry.
I feel like, replayability almost never matters to me because it's like when you have a gaming podcast, what time will I replay a game?
Real.
Imagine replaying a game like in this economy. Yeah, I feel like 6 feels really good. I feel like I would maybe even say a 7, but I also feel like I just finished it today. So sometimes when that happens, I'm like, still have rose-colored glasses on a little bit. But I definitely agree with everything you've both said. Like, it's just a good time. It's worth the small amount of money. It's just like it's kind of a vibe. Like, crack open a cold water if you're Kanisha, and yeah, just like kick back and enjoy it. I feel like it would be really fun too to play with a friend that you feel very comfortable with. Like, plug in your laptop on the big TV and just like make a nice little Halloween night out of it. I don't know. Like, I feel like
do not try to use your Steam Deck to plug into the TV.
Don't use the Steam.
Plug the laptop in.
Yeah, don't use the Steam Deck. But I feel like it would be really fun with like a partner or a friend that you're really comfortable with too. I think it would be fun to like make the choices together and see who they were interested in romancing right off the bat versus you. So I don't know. It'd be fun.
Yeah, Halloween's in 2 days when this comes out. So if you don't have plans yet, your plans are first bite.
Wow.
Happy Halloween.
I don't know what that noise was.
I love it.
Tragically, we have one more segment to do. Otherwise, I would end the episode with or whatever that was. We like to be wild little exes here at Date With Us and leave something behind to get the games to call us back. What are you leaving behind in the world of First Bite? This can be literal, like a physical thing, or it could be metaphorical.
I think I'm going to choose to leave behind like judgments based on appearance, which is definitely something that I was doing in this game. Oh wait, but it's positive that we're the thing we leave behind, right? Yeah. Oh no.
But I mean, you can leave that, but it can go either way. It's sort of a vague.
Then I stand by what I said.
Yeah. Any meaning?
I think I want to be like, I'll leave behind my mortality, but the way I answered earlier, I feel I can't say that because I'm not sure. It's like maybe I'll leave behind in that home. Oh, I'd leave behind like some catnip for
my gosh,
weird evil cat.
Oh yeah, Dennis.
Dennis?
Nasty Dennis.
Nasty Dennis, yeah.
Tired Dennis? I don't remember.
I think he has.
I think it might be nasty.
Yeah, I think he's Nasty Dennis or whatever.
And if you want to know about Nasty Dennis, you got to play First Bite. I'm leaving behind Valeria has a dagger necklace in her, or a dagger earring in her final shot. And I have one of those earrings, but mine is silver,
That's
and
sick.
I'm leaving that behind so that she has to call me back. Because I'm ready to leave my mortality behind.
I'm
and
so
become
obsessed
a
with
vampire.
this idea, like, because I am someone that leaves something behind when I want to come back. Like, I pull that move all the time. Like, even on new friends, I have this new friend that I'm like, that I really love spending time with, and I just left my jacket at their house on purpose, and they were like, "Hey, you left your jacket here." I'm like, "Oh, I know. Actually, I know that I did that because I'm not a liar."
I love that you are straight up about it.
I love that
Like,
move.
yeah, I
It's
know.
solid, but like, don't overdo it. Because one time I left like my shoes and a
Okay.
dress and like my earrings.
Yeah, you were dragging it.
Yeah, don't leave behind too much. Is my
I've
only
never
tip.
met anyone who's done that in real life. So have you really? I didn't know that.
Oh, I've done that in real life.
Oh man, I'm learning. I'm not real.
I'm a little crazy.
I'm not
girl.
real about
what
being
are you talking
crazy.
about?
I leave behind things just because like I don't
wouldn't
need
be
to,
doing it
and
now.
will actually call with a panic attack, being like, "Did I leave it behind?"
You forget them.
So everybody, I am not. I talk about it. I am not about it. Is what I've learned today.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to now have admit that, but here we are.
No, you've earned my respect. I'll say.
You know,
Don't be ashamed.
sometimes you just leave stuff behind. Really what happens with me is I see a thing, like I see something that I could have reasonably left and I go, I could just not pick that up.
What would happen? Just do it. See what happens.
You know, plausible deniability. What would happen? What would happen? Would he text me? I don't know. Spoiler alert? No, he
Wait.
probably didn't even notice it was there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, have y'all like left something behind intentionally and then like they never noticed?
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
sure that I have.
I've had to ask.
I feel
Yeah.
like I haven't been doing this constantly for a while. Now I'm doing it in new friendships, I guess. But yeah, I'm sure it's happened
Okay.
to me. I'm sure.
Fascinating. Let me get
Yeah.
ideas. Oh, yeah.
We gotta land this plane. We gotta land this plane.
Thank you for having me. This was a huge honor. Y'all are amazing. Love the show. Love what you're doing. And this was so fun. Like I said, I had no idea what this game was. So it was fun to talk about it. And I'm Cater Blossom everywhere. If you want to hang out with me on Twitch, Blue Sky, and Instagram. And I just mostly posted about music or my house that I'm trying to paint. So yeah, that's it. Just thanks for having me. It was great.
We say it at the end of every episode. It always goes well, perfect in the edit. But we really mean it when we say,
Let's
let's
do
do
this
this
again sometime.
That's cute. I like that.
Date With Us is produced and co-hosted by Claire and Phoenicia.
Claire does the editing, and the intro music Glimmer was composed for the show by Jason Duran.
Find us on Instagram and Blue Sky as Date With Us Podcast.
And don't forget to share, rate, or review the show.
Tell your crush about us.
We dare you! Everyone be more creative and fun and impish with your manipulations. It's really cool, and I do endorse that.